Hey people, how's it going? Welcome to another video. So, the other day I saw Altars of Madness upload a Q&A with three albums you'd say from a burning building in the title. And I immediately saw that and thought, you know what? That's a fun idea for a video. So quick shout out to Altars of Madness for uploading that little title for me to give this idea. What's up, man? How are you? Great channel, by the way. If you're unfamiliar, go look at it. It's great stuff. Vinyls galore. It's absolutely awesome. So today's video is 5 albums that I would save. 5 albums from my collection that I would save from a burning building. Pretty much this burning building. If my house went up in flames, these would be the 5 albums that I would save. So I was gonna do 10, but I thought, you know what, 10's a bit much. We'll just keep it short and simple and we'll just do 5. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. But before we do, as always, let me know down below what your top 5 albums that you would save would be. Any genre, doesn't matter. You just have to physically own them. 5 albums from your collection that you would save from a burning building. So yeah, once that's all done, let's get straight into it, really. So the first one that we're going to talk about, which is pretty much the album that I always talk about. If you're new to the channel and haven't scrolled through a bunch of my stuff, you'll now know that I put this album above every other album ever. To me, it tops absolutely everything. It just does. The amount of impact that this album had on me isn't matched by anything. Obviously, for those who are familiar, I'm talking about the classic Iron Maiden debut album, all the way back from 1980. For those vinyl fans, this is indeed an OG press. This was my mum's. I nabbed it when I left home. She's the one who showed me Iron Maiden, and once I discovered that she had it on LP, OG LP, I was like, all right, we're gonna play this non-stop, and we did. So yeah, I love Maiden, everyone knows it. To me, this album can do no wrong. It's from the first opening chords of Prowler all the way down to the last power slide of the Iron Maiden song. And everything in between is just absolutely phenomenal. You ask me what my top 10s are of all time, this is always coming up. It's in the top 10 lists, it's in the best debut lists, it's very highly ranked on my Maiden ranking album. Honestly, if you've listened to Maiden but only listened to Bruce's stuff, this album is definitely worth listening to. It's a lot punkier. Obviously, it's a lot rawer. It's 1980. It's very humble beginnings, but my God, is it amazing. Side 1 is just bang on phenomenal. Prowler, Remember Tomorrow, Running Free, and then Phantom of the Goddamn Opera, which is the pinnacle Iron Maiden song in my opinion. Everything about that song is just absolutely amazing. I forced my high school band to play it and we did it pretty well, but honestly, it's just so good. Side 2, Transylvania, the quick 5-minute instrumental, so damn catchy. Such a simple little riff, but my God, does it work. And that chorus part, wow, 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 so good. Strange World, beautiful ballad, much better. I find that much more fun than Remember Tomorrow. I know a lot of people though who really love Remember Tomorrow, my mother being one of them. Charlotte the Harlot is my partner's favorite song off this album. She told me. I was like, interesting, but all good. And the title track, Iron Maiden, the song that they close every gig with. Honestly, that's probably the weakest song from my opinion in this album. But honestly, I'd still jam it because you have to. It's the iconic Iron Maiden song. Paul Di'Anno, lead vocals. Like I said, he's got more of a gruff, punky voice as opposed to Bruce's more operatic screaming, but he does so good. The bass on this album is ridiculous. Like, it's so audible, like it's so clear. I don't know if that's just because of how trebly it's set at, but honestly, it's just so good. Yeah, both the guitars on this album are pretty rough, but it's what makes it amazing. I love that. And Clive's drumming is just beautiful. Rest in peace, Clive. He did such a good job on the early Maiden stuff, but yeah, hands down, without a doubt, the first fire-burning album is Iron Maiden. The second album on this Burning Fire list, these aren't in any particular order as well. Like, obviously, Maiden would be first because that's just always at the front of my mind. But the next one, we're going to some classic black metal now. We've got to take black metal out of the Burning Fire. We're going for Bathory's, I was about to say self-titled, Bathory's third album, the Under the Sign of the Black Mark. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second there. Honestly, I nearly pulled the debut off the shelf to talk about it. But I was like, do you know what? In desert island situations, this would probably be the one that I would pull out just because it's more filling. It's more filling. Do you know what I mean? It's much more of a full album. The debut by Bathory is absolutely incredible and is very cult classic first wave black metal. But this one, that's Humble Beginnings. This is like the perfected first wave black metal album. It's honestly so good. Cawthon's vocals in this album are, I've said it before and I'll say it again on record, these are what this album vocally sounds like what every other black metal band thinks they sound like. Songs like Equimanthorn, for example, the way he shouts that chorus is disgusting. It's so evil sounding. It's insane. Even the absolute blitzkrieg of a song, Massacre. You try to understand the words to that. It honestly sounds like a demon eating you while trying to sing along with the song. Woman of Dark Desires is a hauntingly beautiful song. Even Chariots of Fire and Candles, 13 Candles on the on side B is amazing. But the one that honestly makes this album so top shelf, so top tier, Call from the Grave. Holy God. That song is so evil, vocally, lyrically, musically, it's scary. It's honestly just something out of this world. Under the Sign of the Black Mark is top 5 black metal albums of all time, regardless of what wave we're in. First wave, second wave, doesn't matter. Bathory's Under the Sign of the Black Mark is such a top tier black metal album and easily worth saving if it was in a burning building. Side Darkness and Side Evil, just brilliant, brutal, raw stuff. Album 3 from Bathory, Under the Sign of the Black Mark, definitely. Changing it up completely now, we're going to symphonic metal. We have Finnish Gods Nightwish with their 2011 album Imaginarium. I have a very massive hard-on for this album, honestly. When I first heard this album, I was fresh out of high school, and which was weirdly annoying because during high school I studied music and they made me listen to Tchaikovsky and learn all that stuff, and I'm not interested in that. You know, I just discovered thrash at that time, so I was like, cool, I'm not interested. And then I find this stuff and I've suddenly got a massive interest in orchestral music out of school. I couldn't believe it. But honestly, the blend of this album of heavy metal, symphonic metal, and just, yeah, heavy metal with orchestras behind it just blew me away. It still does. 10, 12 years later, this album is still easily top tier, absolute incredible symphonic metal. Honestly, people roast Nightwish for having Annette as their singer, but I don't know why. Honestly, she sounds fantastic on this album. Yeah, she's not Tadia. Obviously, her soprano vocals don't go through the roof on Annette's vocals don't go through the roof like hers do. And Floor is obviously a step up from Annette. I will agree on that. But for whatever this album is, she does so well. Annette's vocals on this is great. The little Taika Talby intro thing, which is so damn beautiful. Story Time just is the epitome of Nightwish. Do you know what I mean? 5.5 minutes. Everything about that song is just goddamn beautiful. It's so catchy. The melodies in that are great. The chorus thing, that choir breakdown, the modulation part at the end, so fun. Ghost River, a bit heavier. Love that one. I Want My Tears Back. Sounds a bit like Dance of Death, but other than that, it's so great, honestly. It's just that little figure. But I love it. I love that folky medley. It's so fun. Turn Loose Mermaids is a beautiful acoustic little song. So nice. The Crow, the Crow, the Crow, the Owl, and the Dove. So beautiful. The chorus in that is just breathtaking. It's amazing. Last Ride of the Day. That goddamn key change at the end of that song, honestly, stop it. I'm going to cry talking about this album, honestly. Song of Myself, the 12-minute epic at the end. So that's actually a weird song when you break it up, but honestly, it's great. And the Imaginarium title track, finishing credits song, honestly, such a great album. Look at it. I have to save it just for the artwork itself. It's the best symphonic metal album of all time, and if you haven't heard this and you like orchestras and symphonic stuff, go listen to this. You won't regret it. That's Imaginarium Nightwish. On the more depressing side of the burning fire that we're saving from, we're going for Woods of Ypre's final release, Woods 5, Grey Skies, and Electric Light. I have a very personal touch with this album. It's obviously, it's the bleakest, darkest, depressing album I've ever heard, and that's why I love it. I thrashed this album when I first heard it. Everything about this band is just melancholy, and it's just beautifully haunting. It's depressing. The melodies are just so amazing. It's a fine blend of brutal black metal, but like just real fantastic melodies and real catchy melodies as well. It's a weird blend, but it's honestly so good. That's Woods of Ypres. That's Ypres. Okay, go look them up. I swear to God, this album is fantastic. It helped me through the darkest patch of my life. It stopped me doing some pretty horrible things, and it's just great. The opening song, Lightning and Snow. Lyrically, it's just, I love the lyrics on that. It's catchy. There's bits of black metal thrown in, but also very cleanly, almost spoken word vocals. Almost spoken word. Not quite, but almost. It's so good. Death is not an exit. That's a great song too. I love the solo in that. Is it that one? I'm pretty sure it's that one. If it's not, it's Keeper of the Ledger. They're both. Keeper of the Ledger is a great song about like death being the ultimate sacrifice to give yourself back to the earth. Do you know? Oh, so good. Traveling Alone. That's a fantastic song. That is about coming across a religious believer and just them trying to convert you, and he's just like, nah, I'm not about that. It's so hauntingly beautiful. I've got a Christian friend who listened to that song, and he is like, lyrically, that's very moving. I really like that song. I was like, yes, brother. If there were any singles off this album, it would have been that one. I swear to God. Adoro Vivos, which is foreign for something, I'm not sure, but that song is about letting go of the dead once they've died. We shouldn't worship the dead. What's that lyric? A moment of silence for the dead, but not one moment more. The dead are to be forgotten, and we are here to be adored. If that's just not an awesome opening. It's depressing as fuck, I know, but good God, honestly, that's a beautiful song. And Silver, very depressing song. That song's about being alone, coming in silver, always being second, second place, second thought, just never being at the front of someone's mind. That's a pretty brutally harsh song lyrically, but it's so nice. Side 2 isn't as strong as side 1. At least the first two aren't. Career Suicide is not real suicide. That's probably the dumbest song on the album, but it's still catchy and fun enough and can weirdly be motivational. Career Suicide is not real suicide. You are able to pack in your job and go fulfill your dream if that's what you want. Just make that big sacrifice and you can do it kind of vibe. It's cool. Modern Life Architecture is probably the one that I actually skip the most. That's like a good 9-minute song, but yeah, it's got a cool chorus. I think it's nice, but like it's not my favorite because the song that comes next, Kiss My Ashes Goodbye, is the Rime of the Ancient Mariner off this album. It's a 11 minute song. It is what it is. It's bleak and it's not boring. It's bleak and it's sad and it's dark and it's about saying to other people, don't cry when I die, just say goodbye and move on. It's a very sad song, but oh God, is it amazing. Yeah, where is it? To mourn the ends, to say goodbye, not to yearn for that which we'll never have again. Oh, honestly, it's broken into 2 parts, that song. It's honestly amazing. Oh, save your tears at the end of our time, kiss my ashes goodbye. It's beautiful. And just when you thought that it couldn't get any worse, you then get hit with Finality. That song broke me. That honestly, just listen to that. Listen to the lyrics of Finality and try not to cry. Honestly, no matter what state of mind you're in, this will bring you to tears. And Alternate Ending is fantastic. It's just great. What's sad about this album is the singer for Woods of Ypres died before this album came out. The last song on this album is very, foreshadowing to how he actually died. That song references killing himself in a car crash, where he actually died in a car crash. We don't know if it was a suicide or an accident, but yeah, honestly, I think I talked about this album for too long. It's a fantastic album. Woods of Ypres, Woods 5, Grey Skies, and Electric Light. If you're feeling sad and you want a bit of a pick-me-up, but also something to relate to, please go jam this one. You will not regret it. But yeah, I would hands down save that from Burning Fire without question. And the last one is another just cult classic. It's a thrash metal classic from 1986. It is, of course, Master of Puppets. How can you have a Burning Fire and not want to rescue this gem of a goddamn album? Yeah, you remember when I was talking about Nightwish, how I said I just found thrash metal? Well, this was the thrash metal I was referring to. What's there to say about this album that hasn't been said before? Probably nothing, so we'll just end it there. No, just kidding. Master of Puppets is easily Metallica's best work, in my opinion. Like, you know, and Justice comes close, Ride the Lightning comes third after that. But honestly, this album is just from the opening note of Battery to that final part in Damage Inc. It's everything in between. There is not a bad note. Everything about this album is just perfect and fun and aggressive and loud. It's just an angry album. It's so much fun. Battery, what a way to open the album, you know. Is it better than Fight Fire with Fire? Absolutely it is. This Battery makes you want to run over small children. It's so good. Only to be knocked down by the monster title track, the 8.5 minute Master of Puppets itself. Yeah, it's getting a bit overplayed now, but come on. You can't deny how great that song is. Every time you hear that riff, it's just, here we go. The thing that should not be. Absolutely perfect. That real heavy, sludgy dun 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 type of vibe, you know. Welcome Home Sanitarium is probably the song that I'd skip on this album. It's just the weak, it's obviously the ballad, you could say, you know, but it's still good. But when I hear the intro, I think, skip it. But give me the first chorus and I'm into it. Do you know what I mean? Disposable Heroes. Honestly, I'm going to go out on a whim here and say Disposable Heroes should have been the title track. It's so much better than Puppets. Disposable is just so much more in your face. It's so much more, there's so much more going on, you know. I just think that song's absolutely incredible. That picking riff that just brutalizes all of our picking hands is just outstanding. Leper Messiah, great song. I love that second half riff. It's so good. Orion, instrumental, easily the best instrumental that Metallica have ever done, I reckon. And Damage Inc., just another onslaught of aggressive thrash in your face before the album is over. 50 minutes of just pure what on earth is going on my radio, you know, what's happening to my stereo right now. Honestly, that's easily without even thinking about it, a Save from a Burning Building album. Metallica, Master of Puppets. Booyah, team. There we have it. There's my passionate 5 about records that I would save from a burning building. Like I said at the start, let me know down below what yours are. Please, by all means, if you're that way inclined, chuck on a video and tell me what your albums are. I would love for people to get on this trend. Altars of Madness, I'm sorry I stole your video title, but I just thought that was fun. You could tell by my passion that that was great fun for me. So yeah, let me know what yours are. I would love to get conversations going. My Gorgoroth ranking will be up soon. Hang out for that. Subscribe and hit the bell. That's one thing I never say in my videos. I always forget about it. But I've had a sudden influx of subs lately. So hello to all you brand new people. We have fun on this channel. We talk a lot about metal. Keep an eye out for the next video. It might be the ranking, it might be another album one, but regardless of what it is, keep an eye out for it. But until that happens, everybody, stay inside, stay safe, don't go into burning buildings unless there's albums in them to be saved.